All right, so welcome to another episode of Living Life Well with Lashandra. And today I want to invite you on this journey with me. So this is not an easy video for me to make or record because I have to go back into my memories, and the memories are some of the most painful, traumatic memories I've ever experienced. But I know that the memories in this video and the experience that I went through is not only for me, but it's for someone else as well. Maybe you're that someone. Maybe you know someone who's went through this or is currently going through grief. Real, true, raw grief. The type of grief that you only have dreamed about, or not even dreamed about, but you've read about in stories, or you have seen this on a movie. But nonetheless, it's grief, and it's real, and it's raw. And it's also love. So if you're that person that this video is for, you're not alone. I want to start by saying that you are not alone. I will start from the beginning, or somewhat of a beginning for me, and tell you a bit about my story. So, my husband and I were expecting our third child, our first son. Our daughters were both excited to be welcoming a new baby into the house, and the den baby girl was so excited to become a big sister. And so we went through those months and weeks of anticipating the arrival of our son. And he came in July of 2022. And we all fell head over heels in love. For me, and the type of mother that I am a full hands-on type of mom. So anything that's needed, I'm going to be there. I had done it before with my other girls, and I was prepared to do it again. And so I was doing it. But then the unexpected happened. This child that I have fallen in love with, I now had to say goodbye. And it was the most traumatic and painful experience in my life. There's no words to describe a parent who's lost a child. If a couple loses the other spouse, or the other spouse passes, they're called a widower or a widow. And so this child that I thought would bury me, I had to find it in me to make the preparations and go through all of the final arrangements, while also dealing with just giving birth and also being a wife and a mother, a daughter, and a child of God. I wonder, why, God? Why would you give me this son and then take him just so quickly? I wondered that. And I wondered also what life would have been like with that child still running around doing the things that kids his age do. I wondered so many different thoughts. And what I found is that it was in God's plan. I don't understand it. I never will. Not on this side. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. But right now, and at that moment, I did not understand. And so, with that loss of my son, I had to live life very differently than what I had expected. And I had to write notes because I am I just want to make sure that I share my truth with who needs to hear this, and that person understands where I was and how I came to be in this particular moment right now. Some days I'm not in this particular moment. Some days I still cry. But God has been keeping me. And so that's a little introduction of my story when it comes to grief. And I've lost people and watched them pass before, but when it was my child, that was something completely just unexpected. And so what I did not understand with grieving a child and the way that my child passed was so it was so just challenging. I wasn't able to do things that I normally would. So like go out to town and shop, be around people at family gatherings. Those were so challenging for me. Driving through the city that my child was born in and passed away in, that was completely traumatic. And so I would get triggered and just so full of anxiety, so it felt like the insides of my body were just about to explode, and that the air is just stuck inside of my lungs. And so my face, I'm pretty sure I was tensed, and if you're watching this video, you may see that now, regardless of me trying to be calm and convey this message in a way that helps others, but it is still very painful. And so grieving as a person, it was and has been just so different than I expected. And I don't know if that's the same for you, but for me, it definitely was. It has been that case. So we will pause here just for a moment, and we will pick up with part 2 of this video on next week. But before we end this video, I want to leave you with the scripture that comes from one of my favorite books of the Bible, Psalms. And I just love Psalms. But Psalms chapter 30. And we're going to go to verse 5. And part of it reads with a scripture that was and has been near and dear to me. And it has kept me, and I've just feasted on this scripture and just hid it in my heart that weeping may endure for a night. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy, it comes in the morning. So, whether your morning is an actual morning, whether your morning is an actual season or year or however long it takes God to do what He's doing on the inside, weeping will endure, but joy does come. So just hold on to Him, and may the joy of the Lord be your strength. And I pray that you will go and live your life well. Until next time, bye.